a ride is out of the question.
Down with this sort of thing. Careful now. The nation holds its breath. Yes!
Welcome to Friends in Low Places, episode number 2. The podcast about that time in your life when you're not quite over the hill, but the incline gets steeper every day. I promise again, like I did in the last episode, that these one-liner introductions will get better as we go along. And Mike, welcome to the show. We have one noticeable absentee this week, and that's Niall. He has some middle-age stuff he needs to take care of tonight. He will be back on the podcast for episode 3, I'm sure. How's the week going, guys? Any middle-aged moments this week?
It's been very busy with the house and family, etc. So won't bore you too much. Little problem with the roof in the house, but there's always something. Another thing I did during the week was I was delighted I found my Hoover bags, and I've got great suction now. We couldn't find the Hoover bags anywhere. The Hoover's 21 years old, so delighted now. Me and Suzanne were down fixing the Hoover, and I was thinking, my God, what's after?
Is that a metaphor for something, Aaron, is it?
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
I love that word, suction.
Suction.
Very exotic about it. Suction.
I was going up and down the corridor, wheeling it. Another way being a Hoover shop.
Yeah.
Great suction out of this, Suzanne, isn't there?
Is that a sad thing, or is that a middle-aged thing where you get enjoyment out of a good suction from a Hoover?
Well, my friends have said it to me as well. And their lawnmowers. So, yeah. There you go.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah, Mike, do you do the Hoovering often?
In my house, no, we've gone fully automated. We've got a robot.
Very posh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Limerick crowd up over the border. Oh, yeah.
Technology is taking over my life slowly.
You've got the iHoover.
Yeah.
We also have the iHoover, and but bizarrely, we still have to Hoover anyway, for some strange reason. It does a good job, but it cleans. It just also spreads out, throws out water and mops the floor effectively. But when you have a dog and 2 cats in your house all the time, no matter how much you Hoover, the floor looks like terrible.
I find it quite therapeutic hoovering, but no, that's
yeah.
We
do have the lawnmower as well. That's the best investment I've ever made in my entire life.
Yeah, we have a new lawnmower this year, robot one, and it's saved me a lot of time seemingly, but I don't know where all that extra time that I have is.
Something else,
it's gone into a podcast, Mike.
It's gone into a podcast, exactly. I don't feel like I've gained a whole lot of time, even though I probably would have spent an hour and a half mowing the lawn during the summer, once a week kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's like when you give up the fags a few years ago. I'm going to save 50 quid a week now, and you don't know where it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your lungs are going, Jesus, where did all this new air come from? Yeah. But anyway, that's it. That's like, middle-aged highs, hoovering and getting robots now to do cut the lawn for you.
Anything else new or wild since we spoke last, guys?
Wild? Yeah, I'm off to India on Saturday.
Wow. You got your jabs?
Got my jabs this morning.
Excellent.
I was at the doctor. So that was at 8:30. Got the jabs, and then I tried to ask her in a polite way, "Can you prescribe anything just in case I get a really bad dose of the shits?"
Jesus almighty.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh yeah, good job you asked me. Yeah, that's a good point." So she's giving me some stuff that I should take just in case. But this week has been pretty much checklist to make sure I have everything ready. And I have everything ready. And on top of that, trying to organise birthday presents for my wife's birthday next week while I'm not here.
Oh.
Rehearsals with the group.
Yeah.
Work has been fairly chaotic. Traffic has been horrendous. Played tennis.
Christmas panic is setting in now. You can feel it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Played 2 hours of tennis last night. I got home and I was absolutely I felt middle aged. I can tell you that. For
Where's the
now.
tennis?
We broke up after it.
Yeah. So so this week has been is quite intense. Quite intense this week. But anyway, there are choices that I make. The older we get, guys, we tend to feel more emotionally connected to past experiences. And especially those from teenage and early adulthood, where the brain forms many of our core memories. This is why music or TV shows from our teens can trigger an intense emotional rush known as the reminiscence bump. So today, listeners and viewers, we're going to take a drive down memory lane.
Really?
We started to use that a lot. I'll go over a few phrases later on about that. Go on anyway.
Yeah, I can confirm that my kids are now using back in the day, even though they're only 19 and 16. And in hindsight, would we make the same choices that we did, and how these choices kind of shaped the middle-aged you? I can definitely tell you some of the stuff I've made decisions on back in the day. I made the middle-aged Sean. Why, Carl, if all three of us, and I'll say four of us because Niall isn't here physically, but he's here spiritually. If we were literally to get into a car and drive down memory lane right now, what car would, from back in the day, would we all be getting into?
Ooh, that's a good question, Sean. How far back do we go? Do we go back to...
Let's go transition year.
Oh, if we're going back to transition year.
I know what you're going to say. Go on.
It's definitely going to be some form of Toyota. It may be Japanese import Corolla or something like that.
They're all the rage, the white one, yeah.
They were all to go back in the day, and everybody wanted one. Never had the opportunity to buy one, or did I? No, I didn't have the opportunity to buy one as I got a little older. But yeah, I've had some very fond memories in a white Toyota Corolla, and
oh my God,
maybe we should say no more.
Let's give the listeners a bit of context here on why Mike is referring to a white Toyota Corolla.
Because in school, my father had a white Toyota Corolla, 84 TS 275. There you go.
Oh.
And I used to rob it every lunchtime, the poor man. So, sorry, Dad. So we used to go off down to town, and sure, where else? We went everywhere in that car, didn't we?
Well, we did, and we skipped school in that car.
Out to Niall's house for dinner.
To got in the car for tea at 11, thinking we're the baddest boys in school.
And like, there was no mobile phones, so my father used to come out the staff room door and the car would be gone. It's terrible. No drivers with us, just off we went back in those days. He didn't have to have a driver with us. It's great. Well, maybe, no, I don't think he did.
Probably did, but nobody really checked.
The one thing that jumps out at me straight away is I think your dad, Aaron, was the first man to invent the travel mug. Every morning without fail, he'd have a cup of tea in the car with him, and I don't think there was even cup holders invented in those days.
Really? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
They never really spilled it either.
It was like Aaron hold this.
Yeah. And was it Silk Cut Blue he used to smoke?
It was Silk Cut Blue he used.
Was it? Or purple, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Purple, was it?
Was it purple?
Well,
when he went off the fags, he went on to Silk Cut Blue first.
Oddly,
when he went off the fags, he went on to Silk Cut Blue.
Yeah. When you're talking about 1984, Aaron, actually, I saw a clip today in one of my, I think it was Instagram feed or something like that, from 1983, where guys in a pub were giving out about the price of a pint of Guinness going over £1.
My God. Well, I haven't been in a pub since February, so it's probably £5 or £6 now, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the first pint of Guinness, at least I think I ever bought, was 120 or 140. That was the early 90s.
Sounds something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you would have went out with 20 quid and have a good night, chat.
Aaron, 20 quid was your month's pocket money, I recall.
As I said, the problem started early. Go on.
That's it. But anyway, getting back to the car, I also can attest to the white Toyota Corolla, which I can't even remember the day. I asked you or asked your dad any chance he could drop me off on the way home for whatever reason. I don't know what started it, but then I just made it a habit.
It's probably raining. It's about 2 miles away from Farron.
Yeah, but I don't know. But I know your dad has his routines and his comforts, so I can imagine this is a big inconvenience for him. But he was far too nice and far too polite.
He never minded. He had a great time for you. Never minded.
I don't know. But Mike, do you remember the days when you used to pass my stop and we'd be halfway out the Bancho Road and I'd be lightly tapping on Aaron's shoulder, going, "Tell her daddy stop with you." He forgot my stop. And I never copped on. Like I should have walked home.
Oh, that's a good stroll, Sean. We were going that way. Don't worry about it.
But I remember that Toyota Corolla vividly. My own dad used to drive Fiats. He was always a Fiat man.
Yeah.
Fiat Lancia, Fiat Punto. The Fiat Punto DIV 437. It's the only license plate I'll ever remember in my life.
Was
Including
it blue? Dark blue?
No, the Lancia was dark blue, but the Punto was a horrible brown shit.
Yeah. That's their default colour is brown, I think.
Yeah.
From back then. Yeah. But we kind of got upgraded then, didn't we? Went to Hyundai, was it? After that.
Oh, the Batmobile 95 TS. Yeah, the Batmobile. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Ascent. Yeah.
Is that what you had, Mike? Hyundai? Was it?
Oh, Mike Daidmer.
No.
50 MHI, Mike.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Yeah, 50 MHI.
The Mercedes, did you?
I had Mercedes 200. Yeah. Back around that time.
Rich farmers.
But before that, we had, I can remember Ford Cortinas and
Blue one, I remember.
Blue one, yeah.
Yeah.
Cortina, there was a brown Cortina Estate, I think, at one stage, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. The Nissan Laurel, that big up, Mike.
Nissan Laurel, yeah, it's a big blue tank, yeah. Mercs, and I'd say when they went to Mercedes, they've had a Merc since, you know. Then there was Jeeps, obviously, at the farm, you know, the Land Rovers and stuff like that as well. But
Mike borrowed his mother's Merc for my wedding, the purple one, remember?
Yeah. We drove the groom to the church in that car.
Cars, isn't it?
What's your worst experience in a car back in the day?
Do you know, touch wood, I've had none, thankfully. I don't believe I've had any.
Now, but touch wood.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear mine?
Yeah.
So our family used to be avid members of the Red Cross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Particularly one of my older brothers. So I was a member of it for a good few years. I must probably between 12 and 16 or something like that, maybe. And at the time, you do all these volunteer stuff, and the head of the association in Tip, his name now, can't remember, but he used to drive a Lada. He had a red Lada. And we were doing some event anyway, and he was dropping me off home, and we were coming down from the post office towards the traffic lights.
Yeah.
And I remember talking about how I was telling my Volvo at the moment. I think the engine just isn't purring as it normally does. But by God, we were coming down from the post office, and I tell you, the Lada engine wasn't purring at all. It was like fucking sputtering.
They never purred.
So he stops down at the traffic lights. They're red, then they go green, and then it chokes, and then it goes dead in the middle of all four traffic lights.
The middle of the junction.
And we want to go left. I'm like, I'm 15, maybe 14, 15. And he's like, he's 60s. Jeez, I can't remember his name now. But you'll need to go out and push.
You see, Lada joke, go on.
Yeah.
I honest God, this is no word of a lie. So I'm in the middle. I think it was a Saturday, probably close to lunchtime or something like that. And I'm in the middle of the junction in Main Street, Tipperary Town, out the back, fucking pushing a Lada. And it's all back in the day.
Yeah.
the town was much more busier, you know. So this was holding up traffic on the Saturday,
Yeah.
and I pushed it probably as far as Joe Whelan's maybe, and then it started up again, and then we drove down, and I don't know why we went left, because where I lived you had to go straight.
Should have kept going down the hill again.
Yeah.
A bit more.
That's what I was about to say. We should have kept going down the hill, like.
Or down the hill,
And
yeah.
towards the Royal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then, you know, that would have been better, because then I wouldn't have to get back in the car. I would have just let him roll on, and but that was
Walk from
that.
there.
That was that. But you were a bit of a speed merchant back in the day as well, Aaron.
There's only one
I remember
country
you
in
overtaking trucks
Anything.
and stuff like that.
Think we all were a
Between
bit
badge
stupid.
and care. No, not we weren't all. I wasn't driving back then, so it was only you. I'd imagine Mike was a much more reasonable chauffeur back in those days.
Mike's a cool customer, yeah. But
Yeah.
No.
it took some
We've had a
stupid
few
risks,
tips.
all right, yeah.
No, we've had a few minor tips, bangs, crashes, stupid things, but
Yeah.
nothing major, thank God.
Right.
You know, we're lucky. It's different times too. Traffic's so much faster now as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the seatbelt wasn't mandatory.
Yeah, afterthought.
Well, not in the back anyway, but yeah.
Fucking hell. Actually, I don't have another good story. Father was dropping us up to school one day, me and one or two lads to Murphy's. And he stopped off the Horkin for Sherald. And you know, that's a pretty steep hill. He went in to get the papers or something, I don't know, whatever. And you didn't pull the handbrake
Lovely.
high enough, so it unclicked, and the car started going down the hill. And this random stranger was across the street and just ran for life and managed to open up the car door and jump in.
Were you in it?
Yeah, we were in it. Yeah, two
Why
in the
didn't you
back.
put the handbrake?
It was we were like 10,
Yeah, I know.
you know. If so, yeah, and the man jumped in and he pulled the handbrake, and this is the funny part. And he turned around and he goes, "You all right, lads?" And I'm like, yeah. And off he went. And then the father came out of Harkins for Charles about 2 minutes later. Didn't notice that the car had moved 20 metres further down. Got into the car, put the papers in the seat, got into the car, and it took us off. Like. And I think I said to my friend, like, there's no point in telling him, he won't believe us.
I love.
He won't.
Cool,
So, yeah.
cool customer.
Yeah, but I those days it was a bit more carefree, wasn't it?
Wasn't much road rage, I don't know. It's unbelievable. People use indicators and stuff.
Later on, Aaron, I think, did we go to, we had a bit of an incident coming out of Dublin one time. Ended up in Kildare. Do you remember that? Coming back from...
I'm back from Slane, 98.
Come back from Slane, 98, yeah.
Ooh.
Weekend I met my lovely wife. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, it was actually. A car broke down with a Nissan... Nissan Bluebird, wasn't it? Yeah. 88 Wexford.
2288, yeah.
Yeah. And, coming out of what is now the M7, coming down the Nace Road, started hearing this unusual tapping sound coming from the engine. Good old fashioned, rang a mate of ours that knows a bit more about cars, and he said, just turn the radio up and keep driving. You know? See how far you get. We got as far as Kildare. We got as far as Kildare and put stop. So I think we ended up in what was that big pub in the left? Remember when we used to have to drive to Kildare? Silken Thomas, that's it, yeah.
I haven't been there since. The fine dinner and a nice pint anyway.
We've ended up pulling the car up, making a few phone calls home, see if anyone can help us out. I think Dad arranged a trailer or something like that, and he was on his way up with a Jeep. So we said,
I went down the bus or something, didn't I?
We went down the bus, yeah. We ended up meeting up that night anyway in Care, wasn't it?
House.
In Care House, yeah. That was the night Aaron met his wife.
Yeah. So now...
So hang on a sec. Yeah. You didn't meet her in
Morrissey's.
Spain.
Well, I did. Well, I used to meet her Morrissey's before, like, but actually asked her to dance that night in Carhouse.
At the disco.
Dancing at the disco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wait a minute.
Where's my jump? We're going to
Oh, no, Aaron, you didn't say where's my jump. You said, where's my jacket?
Jacket, yeah.
Where's my jacket?
Where's my jacket? Where's my jacket?
We got the car back home and to the mechanic and nearly got my dad to drop me to the pub.
That was a good weekend. That was
Classic.
good. Slane was good. Robbie Williams was brilliant.
Well, it's the verve, not just supporting him.
He was better than the Verb, but it was a great weekend.
Saying, okay, so you went to see Robbie Williams. Okay, fantastic.
Well, this is
Yeah.
98 before he got big, but remember Mikey said, I'm going to sing this song. It's just Millennium, and sure after that he went massive. Remember?
Mental, yeah. Blew up.
I've only had one experience in Slane. I went to see U2.
I've had a few.
It was they had, I can't remember the opening act. It's an American woman. I can't remember. You never hear of her now anymore. Then that was followed by Coldplay before Coldplay were massive. And then that was followed by Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Some lineup.
That was followed by U2.
Something setting for a concert, isn't it?
So that was pretty good. But the two things that stood out for me that concert was the couple in front of me going hard at it during the Coldplay set. I mean, I mean, thousands of people around him standing up, doing it like.
Fair play to him.
And then they finished, and then they just. Your man goes, thanks a lot, love. And they split.
All right, Sharon. That one, like.
I was like, yeah, pretty much. Like, I was like, Jesus, I gotta come to Slane more often. And the second thing that stayed with me from that concert was the chaotic scenes for leaving the field and making our way back to Dublin.
Pretty crazy, I remember.
And talk about people not thinking logically. You know, there was that like maybe 10, 20 buses on each side as you come out of the field, and everybody trying to pile into the first two buses at each side, rather than walking to the end and getting to the first bus in the queue, rather
Which
than
would be the first bus out of there.
Yeah, exactly. It was absolutely. It took us 4.5 hours to get from Slane back to our apartment in Blackrock at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'd well believe it, yeah.
Yeah, destroyed. Literally destroyed.
They have a great setup for it now. We were there for Metallica in 2019, just before COVID. I think we were out of the field and back in our hotel in Dunboyne in an hour.
So I'm going, wow.
No problem.
Jesus, that's. But
Yeah.
see, I think this ties very much in with middle-aged comfort, because the first thing I check now if I want to go to concert to see is, can I sit? Is there a seated section?
Yeah.
That's why. And I'll give you a prime example of this, because last Sunday. It was that Sunday. We had a friend of ours down over from Paris, a Rain's friend, and we three of us went to see the John Butler Trio. I don't know if you know that band, Australian guy, and it's lovely venue that fits about maybe 400 people. And I got in. I know it was maybe 600 maybe. And when I got into the concert, we got into the venue, there's no seating arrangements. But my priority was to find something I could lean against. That was my concern was getting the beer and what can I lean against.
And how far away is the toilet?
And it's funny you should mention that.
Jesus.
So when we got in, we piled in. I was leaning against nothing, and we were in a good position to see the band on stage. Well, it's a small venue, so you kind of pretty much see them from anywhere. But then about 20 minutes into the concert, I had to take a leak.
Yeah.
And then I had to meander my way through the crowd to get to the toilet, and I came out of the toilet, and then I spotted a kind of pole that was in a good position, and if nobody leaning against it, and I was like, I lean against it, I had my beer, lean against it, I had a view of the stage, and I never went back to my wife and her friend for the
Did they
for the
notice?
rest of the concert.
Did
I
they
thought you
miss
were going to
you?
say you're one of those guys just waving them over. Come here, come here.
No, I didn't even send him a message. I was like, there's no point. So yeah, so like I think that for me anyway, that's been a very middle-aged thing, that comfort at concerts is hugely important. Like I've done 2 festivals in the last 2 or 3 years in Belgium, and each time, myself and my friend who've gone, we've bought tickets for the seated section in the festival.
Fair enough. I mean, you need a bit of comfort.
You know,
You know,
we were talking about that. I turned down a ticket, or the opportunity to take a ticket to the Ireland and Australia match last weekend in a corporate box, purely because I said I wouldn't get home till about 4 in the morning.
Mike, that's beyond middle age.
Mike's got friends in high places. I mind friends in low places. Huh?
Yeah, there was kind of also the fact that I had been away for a week the week previously, and kind of said maybe I should do a bit of home time.
Mike stretching excuses, Jared.
Yeah,
I'm in Australia. We give him a right good fucking hammering as well.
It would have been good game to be at, in fairness.
Yeah. A couple of pints after. That would have been spectacular.
Yeah, but I was more concerned about the fact I wouldn't get home and even like, okay, you could stay in Dublin, but I'm sure you'd crazy trying to get a ticket
to get
a room for a hotel.
Yeah, exactly. So the Toyota Corolla stands out anyway as car of the year between 1991 and I don't know
95. Yeah,
1995.
Well, it got scrapped. We scrapped it, the poor thing went out.
And a shout out to Niall and his mother, because his mother also had a Toyota Corolla.
That was the automatic kind of brownie one, yeah.
It was the shiny brown as well.
Yeah, great car, yeah.
Colour of the year.
Yeah, colour of the year probably.
I haven't got the registration. Sorry, it's not coming to me.
Yeah, but we're not biased to Toyota in this podcast, and all good car makers. Yeah, we are biased. It was the Toyota Corolla that was the standout car during our school year period. But anyway, Aaron, we have a section now in the podcast that we're going to entitle "The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly," and I think we both come to the consensus that the ugly in the good, the bad, the ugly of being middle-aged is just when we get older, we just generally become a bit more uglier.
I know, I'm not agreeing with that. So
you're aging like a fine wine, Aaron. Is that it?
I don't know much about wine, but I'll take it, yeah.
The good and the bad, and maybe the ugly, about being middle-aged, Aaron.
Good about being middle-aged. I thought we were going to do I was going to do a bit of good about being in the 90s and when we were in school and stuff.
All right, the good, bad, and the ugly about being in the 90s. But this is a podcast about being middle-aged, so maybe next one we'll do the good, bad, and the ugly about being middle-aged.
No, we can do a bit of both. So the good thing in the 90s, we all met up in secondary school. I knew Mike before that. With less responsibility, it was pre-internet. It was just simpler time. The good about being middle-aged, I suppose, is now that, I'm not going to bore you now, but we're coming to the end of a mortgage soon, and kids are a bit older, and I suppose you're a bit more secure now. Obviously, the world's gone mad lately, but you're a bit more secure. You kind of, you know where you're going. You don't care as much about what people think, and you start to appreciate the small things, as I said about the Hoover bags. So that's one good thing about being middle-aged. You do try and worry about mad stuff like trying to keep fit and what's going on around you. Try and tune out of that. But that's one of the good things anyway. Yeah, you're kind of more grounded, you know.
What do you think, Mike?
Well, from back in the day, good things, whereas summers seemed a bit endless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like everybody's counting days, weeks nowadays. Just seemed like when we had our
3 months left
summer
forever.
breaks from school or whatever, it just seemed like it was never going to end.
I can remember when I finished uni, I can remember thinking 3-month summers are over now.
Yeah.
I remember having a kind of a mini panic before I was about to start my first job, and I'm going, fuck, I'm not going to be off for 3 months during the summer anymore, unless I go for teaching. But
Yeah.
I can just remember thinking, fuck, how am I mentally going to handle this when I know, like, when it comes to May and I go, you gotta keep working, mate. You've got maybe 2 weeks off during the summer.
Why
That
not
was a
think
big
about
thing
that?
for me. That was a big thing for me.
Fair point, like, because you're kind of restricted, yeah. I suppose we'd less to think about back then. You had no responsibilities. You know, it was kind of do a bit of work during the summer, bit of a holiday, go to the pub, play some music. It's kind of mad, like, you know.
There was more unplanned. We had some momentous nights out that were
Hell yeah.
never planned to be anything like that. Now you'd have to, like, even to get 4 people together to talk for an hour on a podcast, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. Back then, it was case on Saturday night. Said, see you next Saturday night around 8 o'clock, lads. Joe.
Yeah, that was it. There was no get out clauses. Like, there was no texting, can't make it. It was just you arrived on, even if you're dying, you arrived on.
Yeah.
So it was just.
In a sense, we were like, we're organized, or at least structured. Back then, it was like 8 o'clock, pub or chippy or whatever we're doing, and you only had landlines, and you made your commitment on that call, or before you say goodbye Friday evening. We'll see you at Black Tom's at 8 o'clock. My father will drop me down.
Yeah.
And that was it. There was no, and on my way, or I might be 5 minutes late, or 1,000 messages between the Friday and the Saturday before you got there. Like,
I'm now coming through the roundabout. I've been to pub in 5 minutes. Order me a pint.
Yeah. Exactly. I guess I get a little bit romantic about that, because we were just that's a little bit.
I think everyone does that looking back.
I think we're so chained now to the social network media, open the applications that we have to know where we are and when we're about to be there, and that element of surprise is no longer there, really, is it?
To a certain extent, it's kind of gone, but I try and find a balance. But no, you're dead right.
It was a great feeling, that feeling of, Saturday evening or Sunday afternoon, just playing pool and drinking a few beers, hanging out. And there's no responsibility. I think maybe that's what it was. The lack of responsibility.
I guess every generation has their own thing, and this generation is a bit different. But I had a really good conversation with a friend of mine on Sunday, driving back up from France, and he was telling me one of his kids, his daughter is 14, I think, and she has a Nokia phone, so it's not a smartphone.
So you get them?
Yeah. He's telling they're becoming more and more popular now, and I said, a few kids in her class are now kind of revolting against the smartphones.
A bit of a movement coming along, I think. Yeah.
And saying that her argument was that with the smartphone, I'm constantly contactable by several methods and means all the time. I don't want that. And this is a 14-year-old, so this is pretty oppressive.
What's it to see?
Yeah, and I said this is great, because if I take my 16-year-old daughter, if I take away that smartphone, it's the end of the world. It's the end of the
Yeah, but
world.
if it becomes a bit of a movement, it might spread, hopefully.
Is there anything your parents would have taken if they took away from you back in the day that would have evoked the whole "this is the end of the world" for me?
I don't know, my guitar, or maybe 20 Benson hedges or Guinness, I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say your Peugeot mountain bike.
I still have it out the back, still works.
Yeah, yeah.
Still take it out, 1991, yeah. Could have been something simple like that. A guitar, I mean, they never would have done it, but guitar or bike was kind of your independence for your driving, I suppose. It's totally different.
I don't think there's any material objects that I had that I valued enough that if my parents took it away, that it would completely devastate me. I don't think. I think for me it would have been not being allowed out.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been devastation. Because there wasn't much to do in. Consider we only had 2 TV channels.
But at least you weren't flicking around for ages. You had to watch one or the other.
True.
Or turn it off.
What about you, Mike? Anything your parents, if they took away, would be the end of the world for you?
I don't. Yeah, it was never really a thing that they did. In our household, was your punishment would be getting something to do. You know,
More stuff to do on the farm for Mike.
as in, you know, go out and cut under electric fences with a slash hook, you know, or something like that. Or it wasn't so much taking stuff away from you. Yeah.
Classic farm principles and punishment.
Yeah. Maybe you weren't allowed to go to
The local
football game or something, or you know, you weren't allowed to go. You weren't, you know, it's not that you were grounded. It just was you weren't allowed to go to something. You know, you weren't allowed to go with the lads playing snooker or something. Or
Yeah,
you know,
so, yeah.
those.
Now, in
those sorts of
fairness,
things.
like pretty cool now. In fairness, you know, it's rarely I can remember something serious happening like that. But and again,
Yeah.
bits
Yeah.
vibes.
Are we talking about the bad stuff yet?
I don't know. Will we talk about some bad stuff or?
Yeah,
Yeah, the good, the bad.
Yeah.
Exactly.
the bad. One question I have for you guys is there? I suppose this is again, you know, an age thing. You're looking back. Is there friendships that fell away for no real reason that you kind of wished you had kept going or had maintained them?
One or two maybe, but to be honest, I kind of have a lot of the same friends I had back then as I do now. But I think that happens to everyone. People move away and people do different stuff, and you make a bit of an effort, and then you say, "Yeah, but it works both ways, doesn't it?" No, I can't think of. That's a good one. I might have to think about that one.
It's a very good question, actually, and again, I go back to I had a 6-hour drive twice last weekend with a Belgian friend of mine, and on the way back, this kind of question kind of came up actually, and because we were talking about people we kind of knew, like I know him since 2004, I think. And we kind of knew other people 2010 maybe or something like that, 2008 at least. We're asking, we're still in contact with this person and that person, and he made a very, very interesting comment. He goes, "It's very Irish that people come in and out of your life and are not responsive when you reach out to them." He said Ireland are they're super friendly when you're with them and stuff like that. But if you lose a little bit of contact over a period of time, they're not. We as Irish are not very receptive to engaging in rekindling friendships and making an effort. It's like he says it's kind of like that period is gone, you know, and. I'd like to think I'm slightly an exception to that. I remember because I'm pretty good at keeping contact with people,
Yeah, but I know what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, there's only so much effort you can make sometimes, but
yeah,
some people they don't mean anything by it. It's just the way they are. And you meet them down in a couple of years, they talk away. That's just the way it is.
yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying. So we might never see each other, but if we do meet each other, it's like we saw each other yesterday. But there's minimum effort or none at all. If you don't see each other regularly to keep that to reply back to the any messages that you read on. So but it's I don't think that, Mike, there's any, for me at least, there's any I would kind of regret letting fall apart. Well, there is one or two, I have to say. There is one or two, but maybe when I was younger, in my 30s or 20s, I would have a kind of feeling of regret. I should really reach out to them. I should really keep in touch with drop mail. But I always felt I was pretty good at doing that.
Yeah.
And then I kind of, coming into my 40s, mid-40s, I kind of had a moment of clarity that you don't have to try and keep in contact with everybody you've ever met all the time. You know,
and I'm fine
it's,
for that.
it's okay to let it go. And I can't remember the quote, but I remember reading somewhere that you go through life and you have really close relationships with people, and sometimes that finishes, and then you move on. You know, they move somewhere, or you move somewhere, or something like that. And I've had loads, particularly as I've travelled quite a bit. I've had loads of those, loads. But with the majority, I would say 80% of them, I'm still in contact with 80% of all the kind of group of friends I've had since
similar, yeah.
when I meet them, and they're spread all over the globe. That's
very good.
It's a good question, you know. So I used to feel guilty about it, but I don't feel guilty about it anymore. If the correspondent
people are busy, like,
ends on a good note.
Yeah, it's hard to find some people. Like, of late, I've been thinking about guys, friends that I had in college that we shared apartments with, things that I was in college before technology was a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that.
Probably came 2 or 3 years after that. So you know mobile numbers for these people. You know what I mean? Like there's one guy that I would have said you should be able to find something about him somewhere. He was a great Bower-on player, actually, and I can just find nothing about him anywhere, which is really strange.
Yeah, I mean that evokes the curiosity. I go, what the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, how is he so?
Yeah,
he'd been a couple of things unfortunate seemed to have happened to his family. I remember meeting his brother once, who came up for a weekend, and I actually managed to track down a little bit of information about his brother, but his brother actually died a couple of years ago. So I could find a bit about him, but I could find nothing about this other chap. It's like he didn't exist. You know, maybe he was a figment of my imagination or something while I was in those college years, you know. But there's things, you know, friendships like that you know you would have had that have just kind of fallen away. It's a thing that comes with age. You're just looking back, and
that goes back to my very first point. When we do become middle-aged, we have this what we call reminiscence bump. Where we kind of start, you know, it's reminiscing about or having the sporadic thoughts about stuff from when we were younger, and you know, friendships.
Random stuff, total random stuff.
One thing, you know. Aaron, it's obviously Hoovers and lawnmowers.
Total random stuff you were thinking about at times, though. From back in the days, people as well. So I think
I think about it a lot. I have a couple of recurring dreams, actually, of which include people from our school days. A couple of times a year, and I go, how the fuck am I having a dream about these people?
Male or female, Sean?
Probably male, actually.
Keep it clean. Careful now.
Probably male. Mike, you're a torrid and disgusting mind.
Yeah,
Mike's mind's on the gutter there, but
exactly.
You can edit that out.
Downhill as Mike, the more middle-aged you get.
Mike has 2 screens there. What are you looking at? Go on now.
So, my middle-aged comments. That's probably a wrap up for today. I think we can take away from it's pretty normal to find yourself in a kind of nostalgic reminiscence type of phase when you hit our age. But I think we do that at our age without particularly having regrets, and that's very important. It's good to reminisce
Try not- you
and to
try
be
not-
nostalgic, but not have regrets, right?
Exactly. So we'll just have one word of wisdom from me, okay?
Yes, Aaron's Walsh's words
So
of
this
wisdom.
this week's phrase: "In heaven there's no beer. That's why we drink it here." Now,
Wow. Powerful stuff, Aaron.
you think about it. It's very broad.
All right. Next week you can tell us what there isn't in hell.
I've loads more, but I don't believe in any of that anyway. Go on.
That's true. So in heaven there's no beer. That's why we drink it here.
Yeah,
Drink it here. Exactly.
I'm going to start selling T-shirts of that now.
Is that up with you can't take it with you? You know, can't take it with you. All these guys have money.
Is that a wrap? So,
no.
So next week, next time, guys.
What can our good listeners and to add that one or two people who are listening to our podcast?
Another riveting podcast for us.
yeah.
What were we thinking? So we're going to dive into those questionable decisions that we've made, trends, fashion, maybe some phases, and how did we survive?
Okay, so I guess you're talking about
Interesting.
stuff that we wore maybe, or haircuts that we had, or obsessions that we now look back and go, what the fuck was I thinking about?
So just a little teaser for you. Who here had a paisley shirt?
No.
And a carpet jacket. Leave it at that.
Who here had an earring? Yeah.
I had a carpet jacket.
With a carpet jacket.
Yeah.
There was a big hole in my sitting room carpet. Go on.
2 holes, because I had to make 2 together. All right, Mike. So we're looking back. We're kind of looking at that decision phase, and we'll probably have some regretful moments back in the day. Do we have as many these days? We'll probably. I would say we'll get into it next week, but we'd probably take a little bit more time in our decision making nowadays than we did back in the day.
Big time.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. And next episode, of course, we'll have Mr. Niall Dowd back with us in the hotspot. Shout out to him. So yeah,
Who knows? We may have a special guest.
I think we're going to keep our special guest for our Christmas special.
Right. Sounds good.
Hence the word special. I don't think I've used the word special, so much in space in less than an hour. But thanks, Mike. Thanks, Aaron. And thanks to anybody who has bothered to tune in and listen to this 3 guys talking about.
We'll start summer, guys. Fair play to you.
Start summer. This is it. So yeah, podcast number 2 down. You know, just 2 more, and we've beaten the average.
Yeah, we're now definitely somewhere in the statistics of podcasters.
So, and you'll find the podcast on any good social media platform that disperses quality podcasts like Friends in Low Places. All right, guys, that's wrap.
Guys.
Talk to you next
See you
week.
later.
Be good.
Thanks, man.
Take care.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Good luck.
Suppose a ride is out of the question.
Down with this sort of thing.
Careful now.